crazy. That's why when you said the 11th, I was like, we're gonna do the 11th. Yes. How cool.
Divine intervention, trusting the universe is needed. Wait, more is happening behind the scenes. Bonus card. And then under that was 11 life path. Cosmically, you harvest starseed, soul family, leave the matrix, numerology. And then Vanessa said,
so cool.
Her life path. So I'll hold it. And
I can't believe that you just pulled that card. That's so cool.
If I can do a screenshot here.
I'm like, when it's meant to be, the universe is letting you know at all times.
At all times. Oh wait, didn't do it.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
I'll do a little screenshot. Smile. Got him.
And it is January 11th. Oh my god.
And it is January 11th. And you wanted to do it on 11th.
I know.
I was like, wait, this is perfect.
We're close enough. It's 1 o'clock.
Close enough. Okay, cool.
Super excited.
So, are you ready to
Ready to rumble?
Ready to rumble? Start the combo.
I love it.
We have our energetic space open and the intention is set. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to open with before we get into the convo?
No, I'm super excited. I think that this is long overdue, so I feel like our conversation is going to be awesome.
Yes.
It's almost a year later.
Literally almost a year later. It needed to mature. The idea
it did. Mature. It's always happening when it's supposed to. You probably wouldn't have pulled those same cards before.
True. This is very true. Yeah, because I didn't have the cards.
Oh, you see?
A year ago. Yeah.
There we go.
So we're just vibing with the universe.
I love it.
Hello.
We're in tune. We're in tune right now.
Yes. So before we begin recording, I want to cheers to us. I have my little mug. She has her rich girl mindset water bottle.
You know it, baby.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And mine says,
yeah, I'm like, I get super parched when I'm talking. So I like always have to have, I was going to have just a cup of water and I was like, no, I literally fly through those in like the first 5 minutes.
Me too. I have, if you see the behind the scenes, I have water, I have Snapple, I have coffee, I have tea.
I get so thirsty. I don't know why. It's like all of a sudden, all the thirst of all my life just comes in this moment.
All my life. This is true. Facts.
Oh, man.
Well, that's the beginning of the episode, everyone. This is that's it. That's how we're gonna vibe today.
You're vibing.
Delicia. And I don't know what episode number this is. We are going to rechange how we do it. I used to do seasons and numbers, but now we're just going to go with numbers. So you're catching me in a transitional period and also the new year.
Hello.
So we are recording January 11th, 2023 at 1:11. We're starting the actual recording.
Of course we are. Because 11 is the number of the day.
11 is the number of the day. Break it down to a 2. I like me some even numbers. So we have Vanessa Castillo here with me today. I'm so excited for this conversation. I'm going to do a little brief intro so you know who she is really quickly, and then she's going to take it away and give us all the juicy info.
Whoop, whoop. How exciting.
So she is an award-winning published photographer and videographer turned creative and spiritual entrepreneur, agency owner, mentor, speaker, talk show host, and coach. Put some respect on her name. And
multi-passionate,
multi-hyphenate, multi-everything. I love it. As the founder and CEO of the Rich Girl Mindset and VCB agency, today Vanessa serves her community as a life and biz coach, but prefers the term Your SoulFul Biz Bestie, as Vanessa's purpose to inspire us to step out of our comfort zone, live authentically, and make shift happen.
That sounds good.
Yes, she focuses on creating alignment between mind, body, and soul and purpose, and influences us to show up as We are all the time. And as the owner and founder of VCV Agency and the Rich Girl Mindset, she's here to shift our approach to mindset, business, digital communications through the art of storytelling and spirituality to help connect with dreams, clients, scale and grow the business and life of your dreams, and create a more authentic and effortless flow in life. So
wow,
let that sink in, everyone.
jeez.
Like the powerhouse that is Vanessa, the Soulfull Biz Bestie.
I
Like,
was like, wow, you know, you have to be a certain amount of humble to hear about yourself. That was awesome, though. Did I write that? Wow, that's good.
that's what I have here as the bio. Who knows when you wrote it or when I wrote
I'm
it?
gonna have to have that. Can you send that to me again?
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. When I read it today as a prep, I was like, this is amazing. This is exactly who she is. And shows up authentically as that.
Oh my God. That was great. Thank
we
you.
met like a year ago, March, I think it was, for the launch of Ashley.
Yeah, have fun training.
Have fun training. Shout out to Ashley. If you don't have her book, go get it. I have it sitting on my bookshelf over there. It like gets its own spot.
I'm embarrassed because I don't know what chapter I have. I don't know what chapter I'm on in that book. I should know.
It's okay. I can put in the notes section.
Plug. But it's a great business book for Latinas, for anyone really, but written by Latinas.
Yeah, Latina for Latina. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm looking for it on my bookshelf so I can read it. But in the pausing of this, I will go get it and we can find your section. But yes, shout out to Ashley, Latina for Latina by Latina. And that was like such a fun moment because I had just moved to Florida. I live in Wellington, if you don't know, if you're new to the podcast, and Vanessa's in Miami. And I was like, you know what, I'll go to this event, meet people in Miami, start networking, but not networking in a like uptight, like LinkedIn, give me your LinkedIn, let's connect kind of way, in more like a flowy, vibey way.
Right. Yeah, there's networking and then there's connecting. I think what we did was connect.
Yes. I like that. Networking.
You can go to a bar and pick up like 10 people, or you can just connect with that one or two and then take it further, right?
Exactly. So that was such a fun day, meeting people and like talking, and just a space where Latinas were just vibing and hanging out. And
yes, and that's literally what my sole purpose is to bring people together, like connect with people and build authentic communities. And having Ashley reach out to us to create that week-long book tour was a dream come true.
Yeah.
Really. So and then meeting people like you during that week is the cherry on the top of the sundae.
Of the heladito.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up connecting and on the podcast. And if you know me, you know that I want really cool people on the podcast to share their journey, not only their collegiate learning, like in my day-to-day, I'm an academic advisor and I technically support students through the admission process, the application process, but I also always want to add this layer of representation and like soulful, authentic like journey development, because it's not just show up to the 9 to 5 and do your thing. It's like, are you authentically living in your purpose? And as I expand this podcast that's 2 years old now, I want to invite more people like Vanessa who are living in that power and day to day show up in that power and like kind of share how they got here, right? Because it's not a simple journey to be in the space of healing where you can show up authentically and say, I'm a hype tia deli, you're a soulful biz bestie, like how did we get here? Like
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like you can't, like I don't know, maybe you have always been soulful bestie, so that's kind of want to start us off, share us your story. You don't have to go traditionally like I went to college here, I did this.
No.
Start wherever you want to start. But I do want to know what you majored in, just to give context.
You want to know what
you majored in?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Just to give a little context.
Well, I double majored. I went to the University of Miami and I got super lucky because my mom actually worked for the University of Miami since I was like in 5th grade. So she put in that time so that I can go to this school and have a really great opportunity. So shout out to mom.
Yes.
And whoever gave her the opportunities to be there, right?
Yes, yes.
But yeah, so I double majored in visual communications. So it was a visual journalism path, and then the second degree was art. And through that I got to learn so many things from visual storytelling to graphic design to web developing, copywriting. I mean, you name it, everything creative. That's what I was learning. And not learning, but like amplifying, right? Because I feel like we already have creative juices in us. But it was nice to be able to find a career path that was like in line with who I naturally already was, which is creative. So yeah. But wait, what was your question?
How did you end up where you are now? It's a lofty question.
Oh man,
I want to hear more about your journey. We talked a lot about it when we met. But because you go to college, right? And you think you know what you're going to do after that. But did
no.
you automatically become a business owner out of undergrad, or what happened
I
next?
did, but I didn't
Okay.
intend to. So that
Okay.
was not my plan at all. I never thought of myself as like a business owner or an entrepreneur, although I did see my dad doing that. I didn't necessarily grow up in the same household as him, so it's not like it was under my roof that I saw it, but I definitely, my parents had me when they were young. They were 14 and 15. So
Okay.
naturally the hustle has to kick in, right? And so yeah,
Yeah.
my dad started a little business at that age. But that's never necessarily something that I saw myself doing. Like, who I am today is not who I was in college or in high school or like at all. I was a super shy person. I was like to myself. I was very observant, very timid, very modest. Like, yeah, I knew I had superpowers and stuff, but I didn't really like think that, it should be known, or like who am I to like show these magical superpowers? But yeah, I think from a young age I knew that I had something that was some kind of soulful biz bestiness to it, because I've always been intuitive. I've always had like a strong intuition and a good gut, and like this energy to me that people naturally would be attracted to, and like all of a sudden in like a 5-minute elevator ride or something, like I'm getting somebody's whole life story. So it's like, once you see something happening so often, you kind of realize like, I'm so much more than whatever it is that, you go to school for, or you try to like,
Right.
I don't know. We're just so much more than that thing that we're trying to be. Which for me was, when I graduated college, I did apply to get a career in some, in my fields, visual communications, visual journalism. So I did apply to become like a visual journalist. It's a very male dominated industry. So while I did go through like a lot of interviews for the same company and I thought I was going to get the gig, I ended up not getting the gig, and like the male, opponent would get the gig. And then people would tell me like, it was a very like sexist thing that it felt like back in the day. Cause it was like, oh, do you want to be in front of the camera? And again, where now I do want to be in front of the camera. Back then I was super shy. I'm like, I'm behind the camera. I learned my talent is behind the camera. Let me tell stories, like, so I felt offended and I was like, you know what? Forget it. Like, obviously I'm not getting a job. Like, what am I going to do? Just keep trying and trying? No, I already had a portfolio thanks to being at school. Shout out to good colleges.
Yeah, shout out to preparing you for post-graduation.
Exactly, right? So yeah, one thing led to the next, and I started getting like little freelance gigs, and then I ended up moving to Fort Lauderdale, where I got a whole bunch of gigs thanks to my roommate at the time. And that's where we started becoming like, award-winning and published photographer and videographer and all that jazz. And I was only 23, 24. So, for that time, I was like, damn, this is cool. If this is a reality that could be, or a dream that could be a reality, then all right, down. And then, yeah, one thing led to the next. I think, at some point in the career of this, me being a photographer and a videographer and very much being good at it, I think that I started going to these networking events where people were introducing me as a photographer or as a videographer. And while I was very like honored and humbled by, them saying like, oh, she's a great photographer and a great this, I kind of felt like, but I'm so much more. So at some point I was like, I don't like how I'm being introduced. So I think, and I was doing so much more for people. Like I wasn't just doing photography, again, right. I take a very intuitive approach to everything I do. So if you're asking me for pictures, like we're going to get deep down into like what these pictures are being used for, what's the message we're conveying, who is it for, like how do you want to position yourself, how can we have you feel more confident and comfortable in front of the camera or whatever. Like it's just a different approach. Like I'm not just a photographer, you say a word like that and it's just like people automatically assume one thing, right? Like we're not just this one thing again. So and I have a hard time with titles. Like what I mean?
Do too. I have like 20 titles.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're multi-passionate, It's like, no. So, and that's why I'm so passionate about personal branding, because I think that you are the magic, right? No matter what you do. And at the end of the day, you're going to be shifting, right? Like as we grow, we shift. And people have to adapt to those things, right? And the reason why people follow you through any journey that you do is because you're you. So the one constant is you, and that's the bottom line.
That's Seriously. It.
And I remember like in college, like some professors would like say certain things about me, and like maybe they're trying at that time to like make you grow or whatever. And yeah, in retrospect, like maybe they were right in some aspects, but at the end of the day and at the core of it all, they were just pointing out the fact that I was just being me, right? So while everybody else is trying to be perfect or paint this picture for the professor, do it, like I just showed up as it was, you know what I mean? And 10 years later, I still talk to that professor. We're still homies. We keep it real, like, because that's what it is. I'm your bestie. Once we connect, we connect.
Yes. I love it. And like, it's awesome that there's like a word that you can use to convey that, right?
Right.
Like biz bestie is like, yeah, I'm here, your homie, here to talk to you. That's why I always say like, yeah, I'm your hype tia. Like I'm your tia that wants to guide you in life.
Right. Exactly. No, and I actually went through like a little tug of war last year with the whole biz bestie thing, because I was like, I don't want people to have the wrong impression by like being your best friend, like, oh, maybe you take advantage of your best friend or like whatever, like those like. But I stand by the bestie thing because like your bestie, I feel like I'm here to like keep it real with you. I feel like I'm here to be a safe space for you. Like I'm here to listen. And I'm here to like just like there's no fluff, right? So whether it's all related, like business and personal stuff, like that's what I try to do, is create an alignment between ourselves, our business, or whatever, our career, and then like our online presence, because it's all aligned. So yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the bestie thing, and that's it. We're going with this.
We're running with it.
And it's also, for me, it makes sense because there's so many outlets and ways that I can help people. So if I start off with this biz bestie thing, we can just open up dialogue, and then I can see how I can help you in whatever way you need it. You know what I mean?
Right. It opens a conversation up.
Yeah. If I'm like, oh, I'm a photographer, then that's only that box. Biz bestie, it's like, let's have a conversation. What you need? Okay, this is how I can help.
Exactly. It's kind of like a wide lens, and then you narrow it down based on the person you're connecting and working with.
Exactly.
I love that. I see you. I see you, see me, see you.
I just saw the Avatar movie, so long, by the way. But you know how their thing is, I see you.
I see you.
See you.
I have to watch the second one. I recently watched the first one again because I totally forgot the storyline. And
yeah, you gotta like get reacquainted.
I'm like, I don't know if I could sit through in the movie theater for 3 hours without a break.
Yeah. definitely at least try and find one of those comfortable movie theaters.
Yeah, with the chairs.
Long.
It's long because I'm the type of person that needs like my stuffed animal. I need like snacks. I need to go to the bathroom.
I need a little blanket.
I need a blanket. Then it gets hot. I need to open the window. Like,
need some fresh air.
I need some fresh air. Need a break. Go read a book and then come back. No, just kidding. I don't do that, but that's
but for real.
But for real, I need a puff. Oh, man. But I do need to go watch it soon, eventually, or I'll wait until it comes out.
It is good. I do, you know, coming from a background of like cinematography and stuff, it is very, very good. Yeah, and filmed very well. And it doesn't even feel like it's 3 hours long because the storyline is that good. But
it keeps you
definitely when you stand up, your body is like, oh, but yes, it was 3 hours. Also, when you reach the third floor, I don't know, things start changing in the body.
Yes. The third floor.
The third floor, baby.
Yeah, I definitely do want to watch the cinematography and like the storyline, all of that.
Yeah.
You mentioned your mom worked at University of Miami. So does that influence how you had your college experience? Do you identify as first gen? I know we talked a little bit about this off camera. And redefining first generation identity.
Redefining it. I don't know if so much that it changed my college experience. Maybe a little bit, because yeah, I had my mom there, right? And that was kind of cool. But she worked in a different school, like department. So she was like in College of Engineering. I'm over here in the communication school. And the University of Miami is pretty big school.
Pretty big.
And so yeah, I feel like I do consider myself at least like definitely something of a first generation graduate, right? Because I mean, like I said, my mom had me at 14. So, you know, she got her GED. She didn't go to college like right away. And I think like while she did go to the University of Miami herself and she ended up graduating, I think maybe like 3 years before me. I almost feel like she's my big sister and we were like, you know, we had like I propelled her to do it. You know what I mean? Like it was almost like, well, damn, you know, like now that I'm working here, I might as well get my degree. And because my daughter's going to get it, like, let's get, you know, like, let's do this together. So for me, it was a very proud moment to watch my mom walk down, you know, I was going to say the aisle.
Well, it is kind of the aisle.
It is an aisle, though. Yeah, I know.
But we automatically assume it's like a wedding aisle, which is like so fascinating. We need to deprogram.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I think for both of us, it's a really, I don't know. I was very proud. It's a proud moment.
Like it's a special moment.
Yeah. And then like graduating, so my grandparents are very old school, right? And they're very Latino and in the way that they think. So when I graduated and I didn't get the job, and then I had to like start freelancing or whatever, I actually started my business right away. I was like, well, if I'm gonna be freelancing, I think I freelanced for like 3 months, and I was like, I'm just gonna get a
LLC or incorporate it.
Yeah. So they didn't understand that for so long. It was like 5 years of them telling me, well, you gotta get a job. Mind you, I'm over here like living on my own, like hustling, doing my thing. So it's not like I'm struggling. But yeah, for that old school mentality, they just didn't get it. And then finally what happened was that the broadcast station that I had applied to 5 years ago, they ended up becoming my freelance client. So then that's when my grandparents understood like the success of things, or like just how different the world is, and like how much opportunity we have now, and like that change in the conversation of working hard versus working smart, or you know, just like we have this preconceived notion of what making it is or being successful is, and they have an even more preconceived notion of what that means or looks like. So for us, I think it's like we have to shift our own mindset in the way that we're thinking about how we can succeed in this world. And it's not to say that, like, you know, if you want to go that route and you want to work hard and you feel like that's the way that you feel good, then by all means. But I don't feel good when I'm working, like, I come from this production world where you put in like 12 hours of work and you get like a fraction, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense sometimes. So it's like, I'm not trying to break my back either in this labor and, and not feel good about it, you know? I very much feel better like talking and then getting paid to write an article or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different world today. And I think that we have to, especially as Latinos and first gen, second gen, whatever, we're always shifting our perspectives because we grew up thinking different.
Yeah. It's like
now today is a different world.
It's a totally different world. And like explaining to our grandparents or our great grandparents, like we have multi-generational homes that we have to, I mean, we don't technically have to explain what we're doing, but we in a way have to share what we're doing so it's understandable. But like in their framework, sometimes they just don't understand. Like work from home. Like they don't understand maybe that you're working from home and in their mind you're free and they can like ask you to do things or hacer mandatos or mandados.
Don't get me started.
And you're like, no, I'm working.
To this day, my grandma's like, oh, because everybody just wants to be chilling like Vanessa, just chilling. I'm like, why do you think I'm always chilling, dude? I mean, granted, I have a chill personality, but damn, I'm working lately.
This is work.
She actually went to one of the events that we did for that book tour. She went to the panel event that Wednesday, and I think maybe she started understanding, like, again, because now I'm like shifting into something different, you know? So she's like, what the hell is this now? Okay, women's empowerment platform, okay? You know, like, what is that? We didn't have any of that back in my day. I'm like, I know, that's the point.
That's the point. That's why we're doing it
That's what I'm telling you.
What is your family's background?
Well, my grandma's side is Dominican, and then my dad's side is okay, so my mom's side is half Dominican, half Cuban.
Okay.
And then my dad's side is Cuban.
Okay. And for people who don't know, my parents are from Paraguay, so we have lots of Latino America represented.
Wow. How long has it been since you've been there? Have you ever been?
Oh yeah, I actually lived in Paraguay for 5 years when I was younger. So last time I was there was 2019 for my cousin's wedding.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you have family there still?
Oh, I have a lot of family. On my dad's side is one of 7. So he only has one sister who lives in the States and the rest are in Paraguay.
Very cool.
His siblings and their children, and my mom's siblings are here. So on my mom's side, they're all
I don't really know people from Paraguay, so this is awesome.
Yeah. We're a small country.
There you go. Now I know one of you.
Yes, now you know. Que honor.
We're gonna have to make a trip out there.
Yes.
Retreat anyone?
Retreats?
Retreat yourself.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So fun getting to know Vanessa in Miami. Now I feel like I have networks there because if you don't know, listening, I recently moved to Florida. So, well, now I'm going back between the city and Florida because I'm in grad school at NYU. So I'm back and forth for the next 2 years, but I will eventually
back and forth action.
Back and forth. Whenever it's cold, I come back here.
There we go. I love that. That's what we all aspire to do at some point, you know.
Yes. But what would you tell your younger self if you could have a conversation with Vanessita today or tomorrow?
Today, tomorrow.
What advice would you give her?
I would probably tell Vanessita, because Vanessita's an overthinker, man. She thinks, you know, and she tries to perfect everything, and she's always so I think I would tell her not to overthink and not to worry, because it's all perfect and happening the way that it's supposed to. And to keep paying attention, right? Like keep those eyes open, those ears open.
Yeah, keep your
your ears open.
Well, that's valid because now I feel like everyone always has AirPods in or headphones in.
That's
So
true. This
technically,
is
we
very
have to
true.
keep it open.
I think being present and being mindful is very important. And I think that's something I've always, thankfully, I used to call myself an old soul.
Yeah.
And I think that was the reason why, right? Because I felt very mindful and thoughtful, and like I was always in tune. And yeah, today is a different world. So if we can, this is something we need to practice more today. Unfortunately, but fortunately, we can have these conversations in order to do so. So
Right.
yeah, open that mind, open them eyes, open them ears.
Open everything.
So you can have a voice.
You can have your voice heard.
And yeah, we all have a voice. So, tap into that inner magic, man. It's all there. We always have the answer within. Always.
What are some tools you've developed over the years for Vanessa today to tap into not overthinking or trying to perfect everything or and being more authentically who you are?
Good question. So two things, or maybe three. I don't know. We'll see how this answer comes out. Number one, I learned about the law of attraction really early. So the fact that we actually do become what we think and we attract what we think, this is very key. I know it sounds woo-woo, but it's not. It's actually very scientific. There's like science behind this shit. Google it. It's not for this conversation. But yeah, we become what we think. And number two, surrendering. I have found great peace in surrendering and accepting and not judging. Smooth operation.
Smooth sailing.
Smooth. Like, that's why everybody thinks I'm all chill and all calm all the time. It's like, because you literally can't face, like, nothing is gonna faze me because I'm just surrendering to literally every moment at every time. And I believe that it's all perfect. And even when it's not perfect, there's something there that it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be fine. It's always fine. It's always fine.
It always works out.
Yeah, like, I cry, I let it out, but then I'm fine.
We cry, we have our moment, and then we push through.
So yeah, surrendering, accepting, not judging.
Yeah.
Law of attraction.
I love that. Yeah, for sure. Definitely Google, or we can do a part 2 to talk more about the woo-woo stuff because I'm very woo-woo.
Totally. I learned about that at 18 and I didn't understand it, but I did understand it. And then it was like, there's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah. And this is all boils down to the subconscious and the conscious mind. So
yeah, I can leave in the show notes some tools that talk about law of attraction or surrendering and letting go. If you're interested, and then if you want a part 2 so we can talk about that, let us know in the comments.
We'll let us know.
We'll come back.
I love it.
I love that. That's a lot of my favorite things too. And how do you define surrendering?
So for me, like, literally, because I can get very like a control, like a thing where I'm like, why did that go the way that it went? And then it like stays in my mind for like so long. And then like it torments me. And like, like this used to be a thing where like now I'm just like, like almost like a breath. Like I just, and that's it. And I just gotta let it go because a lot of the times it's other people and there's nothing that I could do about that. Like I have come to the realization that there ain't shit I could do about it. You will wake up when you're supposed to wake up. And that's just the bottom line, So I will say what I have to say. I will do what I have to do. I will be how I have to be. But I will also let you be how you have to be and do what you got to do. And the rest is history. Like, it's a simple breath for me at this point. That's how I surrender.
I love that. Like, take a deep breath.
Yep.
Give yourself a beat.
And the thing is that with our breath, I have come to find that we take it for granted. Like, We're just out here breathing every day. Bum, bum, bum. The one thing that gives us life, our breath, and we don't even like take it into account or appreciate it sometimes. Like we just out here breathing and living, you know? So that's when I can actually like focus on my breath, even if it's the one breath, you know, dog, it's game changing.
Recenters your whole nervous system.
Yo, I'm like, damn, I'm alive. And who gives a shit about everything else?
I love that. That's a great philosophy.
Yeah, it's a chill way of life. And I mean, you know, there's so much to stress out about, but why?
Why?
And why overthink it? Like, just do, you know, just do more, take more action, fucking do the thing. You know what I mean?
Do the damn thing.
Just do the thing. You get your answers more by doing than by thinking anyway, so.
Facts. That is true. And it's more information. Like whatever comes out of that, it's just information.
Yeah.
And just
more
like
clarity, more learning about yourself, more growth. Like it's all good, baby boo.
It doesn't have to mean something about who we are. It doesn't have to mean something about like our personality or our likability or our lovability, right? I think at the root of it is like maybe not feeling that we're enough for whatever that thing is or that moment is. And it's like, no, it's just it's just here. We don't have to internalize it.
Exactly. And I've come to find that a lot of like unhappiness or not having like complete fulfillment comes from trying to please other people and thinking that they want a certain thing or something. So when you can like forget that part, you know, like forget other people and focus on you and like what makes you happy and what makes you, then all the right people, it'll come, like, you know what I'm saying? And you'll please the right people and they'll just love you for you. And like, you will find that you don't have to actually do shit for them to love you. You know what I mean? Or appreciate you or whatever. Like, so yeah, we just gotta be out here, be our true selves, and confidence comes from tapping into that, like just not worrying about others and worrying more about yourself and putting, you know, gotta water this thing. We're the flower.
We gotta
water ourselves.
We gotta water it. Give it sunshine.
Seriously.
Sit outside, touch the grass.
Get some sun.
Get some sun.
Nature, man. Mother Nature. She's here for you.
She's here. She's got you.
I'm telling you. But for real, I did a lot of I dated myself for like 5 years, and in those 5 years I got to know myself, you know? Yeah. And I was in college. I was 21 when this happened. And some life-altering shit happened to me. So it was kind of like I had to get to know myself and I had to date myself. So I was kind of forced into it, but not really, because people in these kind of situations would find comfort in other people, or they try to find it in external sources.
Right.
But I think that you can't really find happiness and fulfillment in external sources until you have it internally. So the younger you are, the better.
Yeah.
Find yourself.
Start young.
Take yourself out on dates. Ask yourself the questions.
Yeah.
Look at yourself in the mirror.
Yes. Go on
Get
dates.
deep with it.
Go sit at a restaurant and just eat your favorite meal, or go to sit at the bar, read a book at the beach alone by yourself.
For real.
Go to the museums, whatever, like kind of.
You gotta be okay with being by yourself.
Yeah.
And with yourself. And remember that things are always happening for you, not to you. And that's it. That's it. What am I writing? A freaking...
You're writing a whole book.
Idiom.
Like in co-creation with yourself and the universe, God, whatever you want to identify with.
You got it.
I love that.
Ya tú sabes.
Yes, yes. Is this something that you've created that you kind of share in your Rich Girl Mindset community? I know you were starting that up. I don't know if it kicked off yet.
No.
Tell the people where they can connect with you with that, or business coaching.
Yes. It's exactly what we do up in the Rich Girl Mindset, because it's all about the mindset. And we do have online events and in-person events. We're just trying to make shift happen. You know, when you shift your mind, you shift your life. And it's a talk show as well. So an interactive talk show, very high-end production. You know, I'm taking all my passions and fusing them together.
Putting it all together.
So yeah, you can find us on therichgirlmindset.com, at the Rich Girl Mindset online. If you Google the Rich Girl Mindset, shit pops up. We got a little online shop, a whole little everything. Our events will pop up. And then my personal page, which I call my funnel page, is the Boss Lady V. And yeah, that's where we're making all the magic happen, baby.
Oh, the magic.
And if you want to make magic happen, hit me up.
Yes, send a DM, email.
All that jazz.
All that jazz. Also,
connect with me. Let's connect.
Yes, not network, not LinkedIn networking.
No. There's my favorite word in community, which is unity.
Yes, dropping bars all day today.
I mean, I'm just saying, this mic ain't here for no reason.
If you're seeing the video on YouTube, I need to get a mic. I have a mic. I need to set it up the way she has it.
Yes. Bam, bam, bam.
Do a little tutorial one day.
I got you.
Is there anything else, any other wisdom words that you would like to leave our homies?
Shit, Wisdom Wednesday was on fire today. I feel like I just gave y'all like just
all the straight downloads.
I could write a little quote book.
Yes.
With this combo.
Seriously. Idea. Put it on Amazon.
I'm just saying. Yeah, that's definitely in the future works for sure. Books. I love writing. And I want to incorporate like my poems and my pictures, all my art. Just all like I said, do the damn thing.
Do the thing. I love that. Stay tuned for the books that's coming out.
Stay tuned for all that jazz.
For all the jazz.
Now this turned into a radio station.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I should be playing music.
You will. You can edit it out to some music.
Yeah, I'll add some music when I edit. That was our Wisdom Wednesday on January 11th at 1:11. We started our lucky number 11 today.
Yes. And yeah, if you everybody knows about astrology and stuff, but I recommend looking into your numerology. Your life path number. Super cool shit. When you read into that, a lot of things make sense. It's dope. Yes, I agree. Being that today is January 11th and you pulled out the 11 and my life path number is master number 11, that was crazy.
It's crazy.
Very excited.
If you missed it at the beginning, this is it, my friends.
Whoop whoop.
And the deck is the Modern Spiritual Latina Oracle by Esoteric Essa.
Oh, cool.
I'll tag her and tag it below if you're interested. She has really cool stuff. She's really
It's like a beautiful oracle deck.
Yeah, it's beautiful. She what was I gonna say? Oh, I'm blanked on it. Oh, she's into numerology too. And she writes a lot of articles for like Hip Latina and Cosmopolitan about numerology.
Yeah.
So I will put that in the comment section if you all are interested.
Too, yeah.
Yes. We're here. We started with career, but then we got spiritual, then we got
it's all aligned, baby.
It's all aligned. Which is what I love because I think it's all interrelated.
It is.
And I use a lot of it too with supporting students because they oftentimes want to think so much technically about how to do things. I'm like, but who are you really? Let's look at the numbers.
There you go.
Let's look at the astros.
Yeah, because I remember being that age, you know?
Yeah.
You're in a completely different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're trying to get, that fresh mind. Let them know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. And with that, my friends, we will say our goodbyes and stay tuned for part 2 so we can get into the woo-woo and the astros and the numerology.
Thank you guys so much for joining in and thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, thank you, Vanessa. Until the next one.
Peace.